Well, we've arrived in the Cevennes and we're standing on a high ridge above the house that we're renting, and it's just down there, probably 1,000 feet below.
Our exploration of the Cevennes took place in September. We stayed in a beautiful old house in a small hamlet situated high on a ridge. The small hamlet of Saint-Miguel-de-Dez nestles into the wooded hillside and is surrounded by pine and sweet chestnut forests. The road from Alais to Florac runs far below in the river valley, and the highest point in the region is Mont-Lazaire at about 5,000 feet. Florac is situated in the upper reaches of the spectacular Tarn Gorge, one of the longest and deepest in Europe. Near to Florac is the area called Les Grands Causses, famous for its numerous standing stones and drove roads.
We've literally unpacked and then just set off on one of the walks that we found in one of Alan's books. He's done lots of books on walks and birds and what to see in the area. So we've done one of the walks in the book, and this is the one that goes from the cottage up to Le Signal, which is where the radio masts were up there. Today is Friday, and we've started from the village of Les Bondons, which is not far from Florac, and we're cycling up onto the High Causses, which is a limestone area, fantastic for wildflowers and butterflies. But this area is particularly famous for its standing stones. I think we've seen our first standing stone just there.
The limestone area around Les Bondons is about 10 square kilometres, and with 154 granite menhirs, or standing stones, this makes it the second largest concentration of megalithic monuments in Europe, second only to the alignments of Carnac in Brittany. It is estimated that the age of the stones is between the end of the Neolithic and Bronze Ages, which is about 2500 to 800 BC, and are the oldest monuments in France. What do you think of this storm?
It's after the amazing storm, the electricity's going on, off, on, off, on, off. We've had one really close one that went down, bang. Last night, in fact, from the evening right through the night, we had a really violent storm, and there were lots of very close lightning strikes. In fact, next door neighbour's telephone was blown up. And we've just got to the top of the road here, and this sweet chestnut tree here has been struck, and it's just torn everything off the tree. Shards of timber that's come off. We think this is where the lightning hit the ground, but we're not sure. All the grass is sort of pushed outwards in a very odd way. Then right by me at the side is the telegraph pole, another hole at the bottom with a bit of metal in the ground that could have attracted it. Then the front has been blown off it and the whole thing blown up. Look at that there, it's all melted. Wednesday today and we're in the Camargue. The weather's a bit better down here. It's very warm and humid, very strong wind from the west. And we're attempting to cycle from St Giles to Aigues-Mortes, which along the canal. I'm not sure whether we'll get all the way along the canal or not. This is what you call the cycleway, 9 kilometres to Aigues-Mortes. Beautiful yellow flower is wild rocket. Just pick a leaf, it just tastes like rocket you buy at home.
Unfortunately, we ran out of time, so we ended up cycling back down a disused railway back to the car. We put our remote camera trap in the forest at night and captured these amazing images of a genet. Genets are slender cat-like animals with a long body and ringed tail, a pointed muzzle, and their fur is spotted with a dark stripe along their spine. All genet species are indigenous to Africa, and the genet was introduced to the Mediterranean about 1500 years ago, where it spread to southern France, Italy and Spain.
Well, it's Tuesday today and we're going to the highest point on Mont Lazer, but it seems to be mostly pushing at the moment. What's the terrain like?
It's granite boulders and a lot of broom, as you can see. Views to the southwest, and we're heading up to the highest point of Mont Lazer, called the Pic de Finials, at 1699 metres. And we're going to go into the woods for a bit. The weather isn't brilliant, as you can see, but at least it's not raining.
But there turned out to be a slight problem with that plan.
Well, it's absolutely blowing a hoolie down here, but in true British bulldog fashion, we're going to carry on regardless, because after all, we are in the south of France, aren't we, darling?
This is the south of France on a hot day.
Dinner time spot. What's going on?
I've put my down jacket around my feet to warm my feet up because I've stupidly only got sandals on today and it's probably below 10 degrees.
Well, the weather became even more inclement, so we decided to call it a day. And what better, after a hard day's cycling, to relax by the log burning stove with a glass of your favourite wine.
We're cycling from the house at St Michael de Des, cycling up to Le Pendedit, and then we're exploring some of the ridges beyond Pendedit. Looking down on Le Pendedit, and our cottage is beyond that and downhill slightly. We're doing a cycle ride. We've just come off the main road and we're heading up to hopefully join a drail, and they're called drove roads, old cattle driving roads, animal driving roads, drails in this part of the world. After all the strong wind we've had, a lot of the chestnuts that are ripe have blown off. So we're collecting some tonight to try them. Ow. Very, very prickly. But very nice chestnuts inside them. Look at that. Today is Saturday and we're cycling above the Tarn Gorge before dropping the bikes back off. We've started at La Val du Tarn and we're doing a circular ride. It's a VTT route, VTT is how they say it. Then it's following all this one, so it's well waymarked and you don't really need the map. We've just come across this burial chamber, dates to probably about 4,000 years ago, as the standing stones around here all date to about that age. This is where they buried their important people, and they buried them with artefacts quite often, and also sometimes I think they even buried them with animals. It's called a dolmen in French. Very square and well made.
What have you got there?
They're fighting me. Nibbling at me. I didn't think they could bite. Is it called striped bush cricket or something? Ow, you little. It's our last day, so we're doing a local walk and we've parked at Le Pen d'Edis and we're walking north. We're just standing on Le Mole Pass and we're walking north along the ridge. You see the ridge up there and it goes over these little high hills. They're about 3,500 feet. Just over here is that high col where the rivers drain one way to the Atlantic and down south to the Mediterranean. In the heat of the sun, the pine trees absolutely smell beautiful. You can smell the scent of pine in the air. And when you look up to the sky, it's so blue, it's such a deep blue.